All right, so chapter 6. There's this book, a sealed book of future events. Okay? It's this incredibly powerful book, so powerful you can't even look at it. Okay? Really similar to this channel in a lot of ways, but I mean, it's different, but anyways, so future events, and nobody could open this book of future events except for the Lord Jesus. We heard the new hymn of the created and the redeemed, this new song due to this scroll or this book of future events. Okay, you saying you are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, for you were slain and have redeemed us to God by our blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and have made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign on the earth. So, due to Jesus facing death, being slain, that redeemed everybody to God and by his blood. It says out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, so it could be across the world. It made us kings and priests to our God. That was a different time, possibly, because now it'll just make you a victim to the predator class. But anyways, still kings and priests spiritually, nonetheless. So the hymn of the whole company of heaven. We heard that. Worthy is the Lamb, who was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. So again, slain, and now, has become more powerful because of it. Go figure. I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. So anyways, the Lamb breaks the seals. Boom. We're on to this book finally being opened. Okay? And everybody rejoicing. So this book is open. And the first writer. So now that this book is open, you have this happening now, I guess. Because of this book being opened, you have, this is the reaction to that. Then I watched while the Lamb broke one of the seals, and I heard one of the 4 living creatures say in a voice of thunder, "Come out." So, the seal is broken, and we don't know which living creature it is, but one of them says, "Come out." I looked, and before my eyes was a white horse. Its rider carried a bow, and he was given a crown. He rode out conquering and bent on conquest. So, this right here is Gabriel. Okay? And so this is not a new person. This is the angel of the church of Philadelphia. Okay? The church with opportunity. The one who makes the Jews bow down before him. So, we're the ones who claim they're Jews. So anyways, so he's a conqueror, and he's bent on conquest. And we've seen that with this one. Conquered a lot. And one of the things, strangely, that he's conquered is being the most fearsome character. There's no other character who is as feared as him throughout the ages. And God should be feared. His wrath should be feared above all else. I know it's tough. You got to deal with the wrath of these little wretched demons, and lo and behold, his wrath is far more horrifying. So, anyways, the second rider. So the first rider was conquest. The second rider is war. Then, when the Lamb broke the second seal, I heard the second living creature cry, "Come out!" So I forget which one that was, the second living creature, but whatever. And another horse came forth, red in color. Its rider was given power to deprive the earth of peace, so that men should kill each other. A huge sword was put into his hand. Now, this is where things kind of get interesting. This second rider, I believe, is Apollo. So the first rider was a holy angel. This second rider, he is in the gray area, but he fell from heaven, I believe, and doesn't worship God like the first rider. And I don't think the first rider and the second rider like each other, but we'll maybe get to that later. This one is George Washington, is Alexander the Great, Apollo. Now he's a supermodel, and not one of the rare good supermodels. I don't think. Looks like a robot to me at this point, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, this one wanted to be on God's side, but I think wanted to do it on its own and ended up getting taken over. Didn't fall back and look for help from God enough, and ended up becoming an enemy, really. But he's a second rider in this war. He's bringing war. Okay. Depriving the earth of peace, so that men should kill each other. This also is the leader of the locusts of the pit, Apollo. We'll get to that later. Third rider, famine. That's me. When the Lamb broke the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come out." I looked again, and there before my eyes was a black horse. His rider had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice which seemed to come from the four living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a shilling, and 3 quarts of barley for a shilling, but no tampering with the oil or wine." This is crazy. This is weird. I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with COVID, or I don't know what this is. So basically, the prices on wheat and barley have gone up, but maybe the oil and wine, so the luxury. This is strange to me. I really can't, even though this is me, I really can't explain this one to y'all. Maybe I'll try again. Okay, so it's got scales in its hand. I have scales in my hand. Dagnabbit. A quart of wheat for a shilling, yeah, and 3 quarts of barley for a shilling, but so I don't even know. I don't know. The fourth rider, Death. So we know who Death is. Death is Azrael. Death is Osiris. Death is H.P. Lovecraft. Death is Janis Joplin. Death is Goth. Death is Hieronymus Bosch. So this is a good one. Death is good. Death is on God's side. He's one of God's loyal brothers. And so he, I guess, has been given this angel form from God, which is Azrael, the angel of death. I think he's also Thanatos. I don't know. They didn't teach me how to say it when I was growing up, so fuck you. But anyway, so then when he broke the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature cry, "Come out." Again I looked, and there appeared a horse sickly green in color. The name of its rider was Death, and the grave followed close behind him. A quarter of the earth was put into their power to kill with the sword by famine, by violence, and through the wild beasts of the earth. That's interesting. But when you say wild beasts of the earth, that could possibly mean the cryptids, and which are porn stars, because death and all these things are this is all a metaphor. I don't think a lot of these things are really happening like verbatim. Okay. So you had these four riders, 4 horses of apocalypse, and I've told you who they are, and so now we have the cry of the martyrs in heaven. When the Lamb broke the 5th seal, so those are the first 4 seals. When he breaks the 5th seal, I can see beneath the altar the souls of those who had been killed for the sake of the word of God, and because of the faithfulness of their witness. They cried out in a loud voice, saying, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth?" This is huge. This is huge. This is why all this is happening. Because of these people who were wondering how long it's going to take for vengeance. So y'all want vengeance? Okay, we'll give you vengeance. But it has to be done like this. Y'all see what's going, you see this channel scraping by 5 views of video and shit. This is how it must be done. So, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth. So this is what y'all want? Fine. Okay, well now that's what this world is. And don't expect it to be some paradise world, because you people, maybe me included, have begged God for vengeance. And so this is how it's going to have to be once and for all. So God doesn't have to hear y'all or us crying any more for vengeance upon somebody. So then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to be patient a little longer until the number of their fellow servants and their brethren who were to die as they had died should be complete. So once there's enough people have died in the name of God, there's been enough martyrs' blood, then, so you have the cry of the martyrs in heaven. So now we have the awful wrath of God. So then I watched while he broke the 6th seal. There was a tremendous earthquake. The sun turned dark like coarse black cloth, and the full moon was red as blood. Well, that could just be the world we're living in now. We're living in a world where it's constant earthquakes and a dark sun, no light, and the moon is blood red to remind you of that color, because guess what's about to happen? So the stars of the sky fell upon the earth, just as a fig tree sheds unripe figs when shaken in a gale. And again, stars, we've already been told the stars are something else. I don't know if these are the real stars, but anyways, the sky vanished as though it were a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was jolted out of its place. So just complete chaos, which is what this world is right now. Then the kings of the earth and the great men, the captains, the wealthy, the powerful, and every man, whether slave or free, hid himself in caves and among mountain rocks. Yeah, y'all are hiding. Y'all hide and keep hiding and get a latte and pretend to shop. That's the only way you're going to be coming out. Yes, I don't have YouTube Premium, so I have to hear those ads over and over again. They called out to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb." Uh-oh, see? Here y'all are hiding, getting woke. "Oh, that's mean. Oh, the truth is mean. You're hating because you're telling the truth." So, yeah, fall on us and hide us from telling the rocks to fall on you and hide you from the face of him who sits from the glory of God. Hide his channel. Hide somebody who's doing God's work at its highest level. Nobody gets to hear this. we're not going to promote this, and from the wrath of the Lamb. So, yes, hide us. So, from the one who sits on the throne and that Lamb. We got all these beasts and horsemen and all this and bowls of wrath, but that wrath of that little lamb there with the 7 eyes on its head. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand against it? So yeah, y'all better be scared.